Greetings, friends. My name is Carson Barlow, and welcome to Humanity 3.0. So, as you can see, things look a little different than usual. I'm in the process of moving and crashing at my brother's for a couple of weeks. Come to think of it, his setup is kind of nicer than mine. Well, anyway, let's talk about social maturity, shall we? So, while I think I have some pretty good ideas on this topic, I definitely have a long ways to go when it comes to actually putting it into practice. Maybe this is a lot more like the other kinds of maturity that I've been talking about, where it's more of a process than a specific destination. So yeah, let me tell you a story of where this whole idea of social maturity actually clicked for me. About 6 weeks ago, I went hiking for the first time in years. I went up with a good friend who also so happened to be my nephew. Yeah, I'll have to tell you more about how that works sometime. Anyway, I was struggling with some social insecurities because I hadn't found my groove yet after having been in such a long-term relationship. So we found a secluded spot and talked it out. And during that conversation, I just broke down and cried. Now, I'm not much of a crier. Honestly, I think I need to cry more often, because when I do, I feel so much better afterwards. Anyway, we had to get back down the mountain, so we started down the trail. I don't know how many of you guys ever go hiking, but there's an interesting social phenomenon that occurs. Whenever you pass by someone, or a group of people, you say hello, or whatever other kind of greeting, or at least acknowledge them with relatively goodwill. Well, as we were going down the mountain, we passed by plenty of people, and I just got done crying my eyes out. It was obvious, but I found myself cheering up as I noticed that the hellos were more of a softer tone. And one by one, those who had passed by the trail had gently elevated my spirits. In fact, there's this one woman who said hello in such a beautiful, almost singing tone of voice that I literally felt the subconscious reverberations shoot through my core. She was in a group of people, so I don't even know what she looked like. But whenever I played back that hello, I felt a less intense version of that original experience. It was fascinating. It got me wondering, is this another reason why we say hello to people in general? I wonder if it's not so much about building rapport as much as it is to regulate the tribe's emotional state and to connect us to the tribe on an emotional level. If you say hello to someone, your tone of voice will indicate your emotional state of being to the other person. Unless, of course, you fake it, that is. But pay attention to how the other person responds. You can often tell how they're doing by the nuances of their response. And in this way, we can learn a ton about the emotional state of how everyone's doing, which is important for the survival of the tribe. Since this experience, I've experimented here and there with different ways of greeting other people. Hello. Hello. Why, hello there. And this is where I think social maturity comes in. I think the key to developing it is by being able to read the emotional state of others while appropriately broadcasting your own emotional state. And by appropriately, I mean, still trying to figure that part out, honestly. But I will say this, I have found that relying on pure logic is a disastrous way of thriving in some social situations. It kind of drives me nuts because I value logic so highly. But sometimes you just gotta go with the social flow, even though it doesn't necessarily make sense. Unless you're about to ride. Then I don't recommend you go with the flow. Well, that's it for this week. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings about how to be more socially mature. Believe me, I'll be taking notes. Stay classy.